It's one day before the Baltimore Grand Prix. The extreme speed team is less than impressed with the track.
Well, we ride to Baltimore, and it's the same train tracks that were there last year. The Indy cars were hitting these train tracks, and they're doing wheelies.
Probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but this is an absolutely horrible, horrible racetrack.
It's just going to tear cars apart. It's a problem.
CEO of Tequila Patron, Ed Brown, is one of the drivers of their 02 Ferrari. Ed barely got to race at last year's event.
Baltimore last year, it was a frustrating race, and I had 0 time on the track prior.
Now the team has to figure out the most successful driver strategy for this year's race.
O2s, we're on softs. We're going to stay on softs. I actually have you scheduled for like 15 minutes. You saw the run sheet I sent you. At this point, I'm saying you're going to qualify.
I still wonder if there's any benefit to qualifying the car up front, because it's going to be hard for cars to pass them. Passing is really difficult on a street circuit. Ed's going to start no matter what. I'd rather give him more time in practice and then maybe just have me qualify. The reality is I'm going to qualify better than Ed would. Got no time here last year, so it's going to be a lot more likely that I can qualify much closer to the front of the field. If Ed's starting the race, we need to buy as much time as possible for him to stay towards the front. If he qualifies, and let's say he qualifies towards the back of the field or last, it's just going to be that much sooner that the leaders will be catching up if there isn't a yellow early in the race, which is pretty unlikely. I mean, I think it's going to be a crash fest. We have in-car camera?
Yep. Yes.
Well, camera too.
Your every move.
Well, you asked.
Well,
Okay, good. So you guys want to head over to the track and see?
Yeah,
All
so
right, cool.
Ed hits the track for a much-needed test run.
Okay, Brownie, radio check. Yes, guys, I got you, pal. All right, remember your driver's lap. All right, remember you're going to split the chicane on the start.
Guy delivers the post-test critique.
I could be unnecessarily harsh, but that would, I love Brownie. So I'm going to start off with constructive criticism and say that in general, your brake pressures are a little light. I could see a lot of times that you were just plowing. You have to be able to do what anybody else out there is doing, so suck it up one lap and just do it.
You can totally let those guys go. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, that just means that you got to push these guys in front of you. Yeah, what the hell?
It's one of those psychological things. You have to ramp up to because that way then I think you start to separate your feet from your brain and your hand.
I'm entering turn 5, turn 5 right now. All right, Ed.
If you're comfortable by the time you're turning in, you didn't slow the car properly. But on this lap in particular, you could have had some traffic because you don't normally brake half-assed like that.
Just drive like a pro, man. The car's fine. It's just a can error. Don't worry about it. Just drive. Just hit 4.
You're loading the car up the opposite way. Right. So when you first go to turn in, you actually have to wait for the car to transfer its weight back to center and then back over to the left. You're not really slowing the car much because you're turned the whole way you're going around that thing. You want to stay to the right so that when you turn, you can brake harder because the car isn't so busy being loaded up. I mean, at the end of the day, this is my teammate, and I have to keep him loved.
Somewhat motivated.
You are loved.
On the morning of the race, at the final team debriefing, Scott brings up a delicate topic.
I only have one point, and it has to do with the O2 car. I'm sitting here listening to you guys more on the long-term growth strategy for Ed. But for him to come all the way here and potentially run 10 minutes, the hell's that doing to help him?
Scott's been doing a great job of being clear about what the directive is, and the results are starting to come.
You're getting on the gas in some corners right where you need to get on the gas. You're braking right where you need to get, just putting it all together. And for me, that only happens, and you jump in here too, dude. You don't learn that much if you're not doing laps.
I understand our agenda is to help Ed along with his driving career.
I don't want you feeling like you're not getting your laps.
2-hour race, and there's a chance we could only drive 15 minutes. For any starting driver on the grid.
Right. Yeah, right.
If the yellow comes, we got to take it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ed's gonna start.
Ready to go have some fun.
We'll see when, but I'll be jumping in. Maybe in the first 20 minutes. You just never know what.
Have fun, Ed.
Sure, there's gonna be a crash early on. It's gonna be exciting.
When extreme speed continues, the race begins, and Guy's prediction comes true.